Hello, hello.
Hello.
How are you, Sabrina? Nice to meet you, Liza. Congratulations on the movie.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thanks for watching it.
So I got a question for both of you to start. For the folks out there who do not have a jazz in their life and are convinced they can't dance for shit, like me, what advice would you give them?
I think anybody can. The only limitation you put is on yourself. Everybody can get up and dance and have a good time. I say that dance is a universal language. It's your body language. And if you got one, you can move it. So I think you can. Don't tell yourself you can't. You can do it, girl.
Yeah, it really is therapeutic. And I think especially for like Quinn's journey throughout the movie of like someone who's like knows that she can't dance and gets to a place where like she knows that she's still not the best, but it's fun. Like it's just the act of doing it and the act of doing it with people you love and people to bounce off of. And it brings a really good energy. It gets you in your body and it gets you very present, which is important right now.
Well, my little cousin's demanding a TikTok dance video soon, so now I kind of have no choice.
Demand no longer. We're going to deliver.
Tell them to do a TikTok challenge to Let Me Love You by Sabrina Carpenter in the movie Work It.
Tis the plan. So kind of on the flip side of that, you are both insanely talented, but over the course of your careers, if not your lives, have you ever tried to pick a skill that you thought you could never do in a million years and you actually managed to pull it off?
For me, it was recently, and it was Broadway. It was not something that I never thought that I could ever do, but I definitely didn't know I was ready to do it at this point in my life, being, just turned 21. I expected that to be something down the road, and so it was something that I worked really hard at and wanted to accomplish. And I only got to accomplish it for a short period of time before the pandemic, but I hope to get back to it eventually.
Yeah, I always forget that in these interviews, I'm also babysitting her because she's such a wee lad. She's so young and has accomplished so much. So I think working with her is something that I didn't know if I could do it, especially after but, it ended up working out and we ended up working it. But I think a dream of mine for a long time has been to be in a dance movie, straight up, be in a dance movie. And I don't think you ever think you're ready for your dream to come true. It just comes true and you just live and be present with and have it. And
you tick that box and got to add more to the list now.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad. I'm excited for people to watch it.
Sabrina, going back to the Broadway thing, is that something you are hoping to return to? And what would you say you learned about the production of putting on a Broadway show that surprised you?
No, my goal was to only ever do 2 shows on Broadway. I accomplished it, surprisingly. I mean, I cannot even believe that it's something that has been, introduced to my world. And I'm so grateful that to be a part of the show that I was a part of, which was Mean Girls. I absolutely hope to come back to it when it comes back. I hope that Broadway returns as soon as it's safe. But it's such a really, really beautiful experience for anyone who's I've had so many friends that have never seen a Broadway show, and it blows my mind because I just feel like the way that you leave the theater is the way that I hope people leave their Netflix accounts watching this movie, because it really does leave you in such a great mood and high spirits and feeling inspired and feeling like you want to be in your own Broadway show or be in your own dance movie. And I think those are the best kinds of things to be a part of.
Oh, absolutely. This is probably a weird connection to make, but Liza, having come from your beginnings with Vine, is there anything about the super short form content that you find yourself actually, thinking back to when you do something like a feature film?
Not a weird connection at all. I totally see where you're going with it. The 6 seconds of it all taught me how to speak in quick verbiage, taught me how to create these little blurbs of these little one-liners, which definitely fuels and feeds all of the content that I've ever created since, starting on Vine, whether that be YouTube and the quick blurbs there, or coming onto set and being allowed to dance freely, literally and figuratively, of improvising on set and just giving these quick lines. A lot of the lines that you see in the movie was just me talking out of my butt. Thank you so much, Laura DeRusso. But our director, she was amazing and allowed us to just have fun with it. So I think it was like a training camp. I've been growing and evolving in all these different ways to amount up to this moment of being in a dance movie and having the most fun with it.
You could totally tell with your comedic timing. I feel like I really thought that I picked up on that, but didn't know if I was just pulling that out of thin air.
No.
Is there an example of a line that you came up with on the spot?
Tampon commercial. Oh my God, it's one of my favorite lines in the movie. She goes, "You look like a tampon commercial," and it's so funny. I don't know why. I think it's just because it was such a spot on reference, but like she's so full of those, and I don't know where they come from. Like she'll just say stuff and then me off, and then I have to react, but in character, and then I never know what I'm in store for. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It came out. Bless you. It came out of my. You didn't sneeze, but I just wanted to bless you.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Yeah. But it came out of like my own training camp of like I didn't go to acting school or comedy school or classes.
And funny, you were born gifted. Is that what you're trying to say?
I didn't say that directly, but you did, so thank you for that. But I think I have my own training camp online. I think that's what a lot of people are doing right now too in this kind of quarantine is you're faced with your own self and your own boredom and you're trying to entertain yourself. And I think a lot of entertainers are going to be born out of this time. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Oh, I totally would agree with that. Entertain yourself and also like maybe actually have the guts to try a new form of content creation that you might not have had if we weren't all stuck at home right now. So
yeah.
Always reaching for the silver lining. Sabrina, the last time we spoke, it was for The Hate You Give, which I think about all the time. And I was wondering, is there anything you learned from working with Amanda on that set about being number one on the call sheet that you take to your own movies now?
Wow. I mean, you picked like a perfect person as someone that led by example and someone that I learned so much from because she just like handled that movie and the weight of that film with such grace and ease and yeah, made everyone feel really together. And I hope to do the same thing going into any project that I do, whether I'm a lead or I'm not a lead. I think it takes a village of people, and I think it's important to remember that. And I think the most important thing is knowing that you can't do it all by yourself, and every single person on set has a reason and a purpose to be there and to appreciate each other and to understand each other and to recognize each other's hard work. And I think that was something that I definitely learned from Amanda, but also just like observing her. She's just a wonderful, really, really kind-hearted person. So yeah, I have a lot of, I think very fondly of her, and just that whole filming experience in general was one of the most beautiful things I've ever been a part of.
Yeah,
with that idea in mind of it taking a village to make a movie, if you both had to pick an unsung hero from the crew of Work It, who would you pick and why?
Oh, wow. That's not possible. That is not like it is. Everyone deserves a participation ribbon and a first place trophy because everybody just won my heart working together on this film. Like there's so many like new actors that didn't even know they were actors until they stepped onto set. And like by that I mean like we had Toronto dancers come in and play these roles of our friends in our dance group, and they're dancers first, but now actors for the very first time. And I'm so excited for people to see them and their friends and their families to see them in a new light because they gave it. They really they delivered. They served. So I'm just excited.
They're so talented, and like not to mention like our choreographers that were being like hit with like new information every 5 minutes, like, oh, we need to change this entire number. This is a completely different song. Actually, we have to cut this part and we have to move this here. And like, just always like handling it with like, okay, that's what we're going to do. And like, you don't want to make an environment like that feel more stressed. So the fact that they were so professional and handled it like just like the professionals they are. I mean, but like, again, like we could go as far as hair, makeup, wardrobe, camera crew, our cinematographer, DP,
Toronto, the entire city of Toronto.
Literally the entire city of Toronto, our director, obviously our producers that were like there every step of the way. Like it would be so unfair to choose one because they were all so important.
I feel like you feel those good vibes come through in the finished product. I can't wait to go watch it with my little cousin this weekend.
Yes,
or next weekend. We're gonna watch the movie and then we're gonna make a TikTok video. I promise.
Woo! Right.
Thank you guys again and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Good to see you.